I've spoken on Kentucky before, and Coach Kenny Brooks, felt like he's one of the developers in women's college basketball right now. I think he does a good job of getting the players to what they do on practice, what they do in practice, translate on the floor, in games for him. I definitely think I know people, have their sayings about Kenny, but I feel like Kenny is one of the developers in women's college basketball. And, I saw some of Captain Will video. Shout out to him. You got a good channel. Um, just, like I said, I've spoken on Kenny Brooks, but I did, see Captain Will video, some of his video, speaking on Kentucky. And I agree with him. Like, Kentucky definitely has some pieces that everybody have to be aware of. They can really make, really can make some noise. You saw Boone last year. Boone came off the bench in the first SEC game against LSU. And really got them in the game and gave them the momentum that they needed. Because we saw LSU, go on a run in the first quarter against them. And Boone just came off the bench and just hit three out the three, and just I think just really kind of stamped herself, early on to Coach Kenny and what she can do and how explosive she can be from the 3-point line. And like I said, I think you really have to pay attention to them, because I think they made some moves that really going to have that starting lineup in the tops of the SEC. And I think their team overall can be one of those teams that can really make some noise in March. They got a great win against West Virginia. I know people question their toughness at times, but they went in with West Virginia, got a dub. Boone was a part of that. I think coach is just going to try to push that, into them, of just having that mental toughness and showing that toughness as a team. But like I said, overall, I like what his starting lineup could be with, Boone, Collins from Alabama, the transfer from Alabama, Patterson from UConn, Measy O'Neal. I can see her possibly playing the 3. They're going to be a long team from the 3 to the 5 with possibly O'Neal, Patterson, Silka, and Strack. Like I said, man, I think they got a chance to be real dangerous this year. Now, the bench probably going to consist of young players, but those young players are, the top 100 of their class. So, yeah, man, Kenny Brooks, I have Kenny Brooks over Ole Miss.